leaves his Crick Buzz centre stage with Adam Collins and Harsha Bhogle. Wow, what a game of cricket. India sneak over the line by 11 runs. They were as hard held as a team could be by the mighty Afghanistan, who just about got over the line, but Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, Harsha, they said no.
Actually, somebody asked me, Adam, they said, how many teams would pull a game out from a situation like that? I thought Shami in the end overs was a big plus for India. But you know, every time there's a tense situation, you're just watching, I get the feeling Kohli's looking for Bumrah. And that double strike in 29th over, when he got Shahidi and Rahmat Shah, I think that turned the match. India were looking in trouble then. Then you're down to 21 and he delivers a 5-run over. I mean, we asked Shami afterwards, said, what do you say about Bumrah? He said, he's given me 16 to play with, so now I'm under pressure. So it was a wonderful game of cricket. Two lovely things happened today. One was, I was happy to see Afghanistan play the way they did, really gave a good match. And, Adam, let's make a formal announcement. The sun is out and summer might well be here.
This was the first day of summer. So yesterday was the longest day with the solstice. Today we got a glorious day for cricket. And Afghanistan seemed to embrace that. They were asked to bowl first. Their spinners have not been at their best. Let's put that mildly. And India hadn't lost a wicket to spin for the entire tournament. The first 4 were due to spin today, and all of them made a contribution, which is what set up the game, which made it such a classic contest, was that the bowlers at the start were so good.
You know, we often said during the IPL that we must go and count how many fingers Mujib has. Because you don't know which finger is releasing the ball. He just comes out and one goes out there. And to get Rohit Sharma in that kind of form early on, and I think it sent a message down to everybody. Then there's KL Rahul trying to establish himself in that position. Amidst all the struggles, Vijay Shankar struggled a little bit. Dhoni struggled a lot. Kedar Jadhav got out of that to score a 50. And it seemed like every time Virat Kohli came into bat, the ground staff came in, changed the pitch, put another. He was batting like a millionaire, batting like an emperor, just whatever he wanted.
It was fascinating seeing Kohli get to 50 in 48 balls. He only faced a third of the strike between then and getting out. It was good captaincy. I mean, Gulbuddin has been under scrutiny in this tournament due to the fact that he came into the job at the last minute, but the way he set the field, he made it hard for them to turn the strike over and get Kohli back on strike. So when Nabi gave him a rare loose delivery, Kohli was all over it, tried to hit it too hard, got caught at backward point.
I mean, most days, Kohli would the same ball, go back, punch it through cover. But maybe he just thought, look, I think there's space there. But you're right, Nabi does get that extra bounce. And what that did, that spell from Mujib, then the spell from Nabi, what it did was it allowed Rashid to come back from fairly by his standards, ordinary first spell, to come back and bowl brilliantly at the end. I think at 224, I think there were more concerns in the Indian change room than the Afghan change room.
Well, certainly after the way they came out. I mean, admittedly, it was a scratchy start. They played a lot of false strokes early, but they seemed to regain what they needed to have. They gained some composure through the middle stages, but none of the partnerships reached 50. And we know that when you're chasing a decent total, it's all about partnerships. And they seem to freeze. I'm not sure whether that was to do with relative inexperience in these big games.
I was once told by a great former cricketer, the fear of winning is sometimes greater than the fear of losing. And so everybody thought, how will Afghanistan, who've got into this improbable situation, now how will they keep their cool and take them home? And the reason I thought they might was because of Nabi. Yeah. I thought he was playing such a beautiful, nice, calm innings. I thought Nabi would take them home. So there, you know, and the other peculiar thing was there was only one 10-over spell that produced 50 runs.
Yeah.
And that was 31 to 40. Well, in the end, they probably got past 50 in the last 10 as well. But in the first 80 overs, there hadn't been one 10-over chunk that produced more than 50.
Only 5 times, I think, ever since records have been kept with ball by ball, India have made fewer than 49 runs in the final 10, which gives a sense of not just how the track was playing, but how well Afghanistan bowled at the death. You're talking about the base that India were laying. There will be scrutiny, I'm sure, over MS Dhoni's contribution today. Kedar Yadav got to a half century, but a slow one. Hardik Pandya didn't come off. So the things we spoke about yesterday, getting some time in the middle from some important lower middle order players, it was sort of a qualified pass because of Yadav, but not Dhoni.
No. I mean, Dhoni backs himself so much and he's done it so many times. You could see his thought process. He was probably telling himself, I've got 4 overs between Aftab and Gulbuddin at the end. So I'll play out Rashid, but I'll back myself to get 40 in those 4, which would take India to 235, 240. But the best laid plans of men and mice sometimes doesn't happen. He's done it so many times before, but today,
Yeah. And how about him getting stumped? It's the first time that MS Dhoni's been stumped in a one-day since 2011.
Is it so?
So I read somewhere on the internet, and I'm willing to believe it if it's on the internet. Harsha, we're on the internet. You've got to believe what we have to say. All told, a great day of cricket under the sun at Hampshire. The World Cup feels a lot more alive after the last 2 days. We're heading towards the semi-finals. India will almost certainly be there after their wins today. We'll be there throughout, of course, on Crickbuzz Centre Stage. Adam Collins and Harsha Bogle. Well done, India.
Enjoying the sunshine, and maybe by the end we'll get Adam in a suit as well.